Hi guys, welcome to Origin. Today I want to talk about books. Here's an illustration of the point I want to make using two particular viewpoints. First viewpoint is this. The TV, another name for it, is the idiot box. Second viewpoint, if you don't read books, you're stupid. Now both of those were real viewpoints held by a not insignificant number of people. I have a serious problem with both of those viewpoints. First of all, TV can consist of something with no more depth than, say, a reality show which is just filming people talking to each other. On the other hand, it has entire channels dedicated to showing educational documentaries. Likewise, a person can read celebrity magazines, which is just information about certain people that it's never really going to help you in your day-to-day life. Or you can read, works of fiction which are considered masterpieces, or you can read non-fiction textbooks, for example. The point is, there are productive and unproductive ways to read and to watch TV or watch movies or listen to, say, radio. Why then is it so important even that our intelligence is judged on whether we do it or not, that we read books? Now, I've only ever heard one argument in defense of this idea. What they say is reading is an active process. You're looking through a page and you're converting the words into images and sounds in your head. Whereas with TV and film, they're giving you the images and the sounds. So you don't need to do anything. That's considered passive processing of, information, media, whatever you want to call it. I have to say that's one of the worst arguments I've ever heard in my entire life. First, assuming everything else is okay, you've just said reading is an active activity, so it's something productive. But surely that applies to all reading, not just books. Secondly, when you're watching TV, you still have to make sense of what you see and hear. Your brain is still doing some work to make sense of the visual stimuli and the auditory stimuli that your eyes and your ears are sending to your brain. Now we can argue over how much work your brain does in translating all the various stimuli in each case. And if there is a discrepancy, fine, but both are in some way active processes. And let's say that the content of the argument was 100% correct, that reading definitely was a more brain-intensive activity than watching. My response to that is, so what's your point? How does the fact that extra effort is involved in reading translate into reading makes you intelligent, whereas watching stuff makes you dumb? You would have to show how specifically reading books leads to a kind of intelligence that you can't gain any other way, and which should be more highly valued than any other kind, which is what needs to be the case in order for this defense to work. So that defense is flawed on every conceivable level. Now, I read all the time on the computer. Mostly Wikipedia. I'm not stupid about it. I check the citations and I check everything's in order. I also watch tons and tons of documentaries. And what's more, I like doing these things. So I think I'm making good use of my time, whether it's reading or watching some form of visual media. But the last physical book that I've read was Scorpia Rising by Anthony Horowitz, and before that it was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows when it came out. That's if you don't count listening to The Moral Landscape as an audiobook, which, for the sake of making the point as strong as possible, I'm not going to count it. So we give a ridiculous amount of praise to books. The most important thing is that you use your time productively. It's not that you read books, it's just that you engage in some kind of activity that keeps your brain working. Thank you for watching, goodbye.